to chat for the hearts that sustain us. Bringing the love where the waves crash and scatter. Words form a bond and they endlessly chain us. Kindness that matters. Voices arise and the flow never falter. Building a space where the ties last forever. Chat is the place where respect doesn't alter, holding us clever. Grateful are we for the sparks that ignite us. Chat lifts us up, every voice brings its power. Threads of goodwill through the storms that unite us. Hope we devour. Here in this space, every heart finds its meaning. Words weave a net where the world feels much kinder. Chat is the pulse, every moment redeeming, binding reminder. Grateful are we for the sparks that ignite us. Chat lifts us up, every voice brings its power. Threads of goodwill through the storms that unite us. Hope we devour. Quiet nights and the storms full of thunder, chat holds the light, every word a new tether. Strength in the love that connects us, no sunder, lifting together. Hats off to chat for the joy in your giving. Every kind soul brings a world that feels brighter. May these connections endure while we're living, bond growing tighter. Hats off to chat for the joy in your giving. Every kind soul brings a world that feels brighter. May these connections endure while we're living, bond growing tighter. To chat for the hearts that sustain us. Bringing the love where the waves crash and scatter. Words form a bond and they endlessly chain us. Kindness that matters. Voices arise and the flow never falter. Building a space where the ties last forever. Chat is the place where respect doesn't alter, holding us clever. Grateful are we for the sparks that ignite us. Chat lifts us up, every voice brings its power.
Apparently I don't have the right button notch for it to just automatically go to the next scene. So it didn't automatically go to the next scene. Hey there, y'all. How's it going? Thanks for being here this evening. I'm curious who we've got here. Nobody's popped up for first in prize. We will see who we get. And in the meantime, I spent some time writing today. Had a few interesting realizations that I hope will be useful, and got a chance to write them down. Hey, Bill, you do get first in. So, Bill, fairies or black cats? Hey, Fab Daddy, how are you? It is so good to see you. I don't even have anything at my desk to toast you with, Fab Daddy. I have been trying to cut down on my concentrate and only smoke flour. And I don't have any concentrate on me right now as a result. So it's good to see you, man. Good vibes, sweetie. How are you? Surprise you. Now that's not even fair, Bill. Okay. Here we go, Bill. There's your first in award. What do you think? Cheers, anyways, indeed. Cheers, anyway, indeed. I had to go buy a new piece of glass today, and that took a pretty chunk out of my paycheck, I have to tell you. I was not pleased with how much it cost. Not at all pleased with how much it cost. I'm glad you like it. Isn't it lovely? Shoot me a reminder and I'll get it off to you, okay, Bill? Shoot me a reminder and I'll get it off to you. It's lovely, isn't it? Cricket just does the most amazing stuff. Looks like Buford. Yeah, I went, the inexpensive piece of glass was a little bit bigger. And it was about not quite half the price. So this one's smaller and a little more than twice the price. But hopefully I won't have to buy a new one again. No, nothing is cheap right now. Nothing is cheap indeed. Or if it is cheap, it's shit. That's the other thing. If it is cheap, it's shit. That is what I find. I don't tend towards deals anymore because if it's cheap, it's shit. Cobilf, you've got my email address, right? So it works. The kids You are a mess, or I believe your mind is slipping, or I got overwhelmed with opinions. I am sorry you're a mess, Fab Daddy. There's a lot of opinions floating around. There's a lot of opinions floating around. If that's it's a difficult time right now. If that's what you're referencing. The one rule we have around here is that we don't tolerate people being intolerant of others. So long as you follow that rule, I think we can get along. Yeah, exactly. Good vibes. It's like, hey, Journey, how are you? Divide and conquer. There you go, Fab Daddy. That's a great way to go about it. How are you doing, beautiful lady? It is good to see you. What is new in your life? It's good to see you all here. It's nice to know that you show up even on a Thursday. Hey, Fuzz. How are you? It's nice to see you. That's not your opinion, but you see it that way? I hear you, Fab Daddy. Yes. No, that's not my opinion, but I do see it that way. Mhm. I can see that argument. Exactly. Exactly, Fab Daddy. It is a very difficult day, Journey. My kids, the two younger ones, both born after 9/11. And so their response is pretty much what I remember my response being to Kennedy's shooting. It's a thing that happened. And I could never understood why my mother responded with such reverence for it. Or a Pearl Harbor. I could never understand. It was just a thing that happened. And now, I mean, I always sort of knew this, but the reality is our kids weren't there. They don't understand. It's just a historical thing that happened. Just a historical thing that happened. And that's nobody's fault. It's just the way it is. It is a difficult day. Chicken of the sea. I'm not sure I follow, but I'm not sure I follow, Fab Daddy. I think I might have a clue, but I need to be a little opaque. I mean, I need to tend to be stupid because I don't understand. And instead, I'm always guessing. Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. That's really bad humor. Dusty, I believe it, man. I believe it. It's not just a thing that happened, is it? How are you, my dear man? I hear you're having a difficult time. I am sorry. You've got my ear if you need it. Got my ear if you need it. Little bit too soon. Sooner than I thought I could pull off. Little bit too soon. Yesterday you were at a funeral and found out about two teens. Oh my goodness, you were at oh my goodness, Journey. Yeah, at least, I mean, so many people didn't hear about one because of the other. It's just two school shootings at the same time, practically. One of which killed Charlie Kirk. I really hope that we find this guy. I really hope that we find this guy. It is. It is a lot, y'all. So what helps get you through? What are the things that help get you through? Let's think about that. What things do we collectively What did I say was strange, brain fog? I condemn violence. I try to promote the general welfare. Yeah, I generally think that shooting people in cold blood is a bad idea. Generally, I think it's a bad idea. I think it only tends to, in this case, make them more powerful. Oh, if I did, I misspoke. I don't think it's weird at all. I don't think it's weird at all. Evergreen High School is where the creators of South Park went to school. Your past piano player drove school bus there. Wow, Dusty. No, I think what I was saying is it's not strange. It's not strange to them. It's to I was talking about my youngest two kids who were born after 9/11. For them, it's just a historical fact. It's just something that happened. There's nothing strange about it. It's a historical fact. So it's like us responding to the Kennedy assassination. There's no emotional response to it because it's just the way it always was. It's a historical fact. That's what I mean. Took myself for breakfast and thought about life being precious, then your back started hurting. Your hardware area has been hurting. That's not good, Journey. 24 years ago, I was at work when you learned of it. I was in bed and our phone rang, and it was a friend on the East Coast telling me to turn on the television. And it was after the first plane had hit, before the second plane had hit. And so in those minutes before the second plane hit, we still thought it was an accident. And I remember the horror when we realized that it wasn't an accident when the second plane hit. Back in those days, there were all helicopters in the sky because that's how they got any video. They had helicopters on the scene, news helicopters, as I recall. I've never lived on the East Coast, so something happening a long way away. You didn't see it until 5 p.m. PST, and it hit you the next day when you saw yes, exactly, Fab Daddy. Exactly. And yeah, it was pretty horrific. I remember being I remember my parents and their generation always talking about where they were when they found out JFK was shot. Always talking about that little bit of information. Where were you? Like it's this bonding ritual for them to talk about where they were when JFK was hit. And I guess it's sorting a bonding ritual. You were in bed. Your first wife, who also worked at the airport, called me to come get her because they were evacuating our airport. Wow, Dusty. Anybody else have a where they are? Where they were? Taking them as they're coming, y'all. That must have been really scary, Dusty. We had to make the decision whether or not to send kids to school. They decided not to call school off. You saw the towers on fire in real life, Adam. I bet you did. You couldn't believe it until your dad said he went into lockdown. Wow, brain fog. Fuzzy, I'm sure, yeah. That had to be really hard to see with your own eyes, says Fuzzy. Your mom told you. Got it. Yeah, it was surreal, and the thing is, to our kids, it's not surreal, it's normal. That's normal. You were laid off 2 days later? Seriously? You were shocked and not shocked. Exactly, Adam. I spent the rest of the day waiting for the other shoe to drop. I spent the rest of the day waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's awful, Dusty. Yeah, Adam, I agree with brain fog here. Big, big hug, Adam. I mentioned to my kids that it reminds me the way they respond to 9/11 is reminds me of the way I used to respond to Kennedy being shot, and they said, "You shouldn't compare the 2, they're not comparable." Um, They're not comparable, they said. I'm like, "Well, they sort of are comparable with the shock they gave to the country." As crazy as it sounds, the thing that really made it sink in was hearing that the president was diverted to Cheyenne Mountain, like seeing the towers fall wasn't enough. Yeah, Adam, I remember that. That did make it seem awfully real. I remember seeing and watching the towers fall. It was unbelievable. On my way to work in Petaluma, live in Nap, I was getting dressed and my mom yelled, New York is being attacked, and then watched the second plane. My mom told me not to go to work as news was getting info of another. Yeah, exactly, Journey. Are pissed they had to shut down colleges today. What do you mean they shut down colleges today, Fab Daddy? 17 years until you got your full time back? Fuck, Dusty. Wow. Wow. Adam says thank you to brain fog. Not to go to work as the news was getting info of another plane, says Journey. I said in Petaluma, I'm with cows, so I went to work where the outlets were dead. No one was really on the road. It was weird. The smell was intense. Yeah, for weeks, huh? It was horrifying, horrifying to watch. HBCUs shut down over threats. Seriously, Fab Daddy. See, this is. You worked in the SFO flight path. It was bizarre with nothing landing for 3 days after. Yeah, I bet, brain fog. Political political violence doesn't serve either side. Not cereal? Cereal what, Fab Daddy? It's terrible that the HBCUs were shut down over threats. That's pretty awful. I'm not pleased about that one at all. Hey guys, can you see my face? Is it looking better? I think it's maybe there's still a little bruising through here. I think it's much better. I will always remember the documentary of the firefighters. A group was filming for trains that day on ground floor. They were there before the towers hit, and filming turned into something else. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I've ever seen that, Journey. Which documentary? What looks pretty? Oh, my eye. Thank you, Fab Daddy. I gave myself a black eye last week or the week before last. Has it been what, 2.5 weeks now? A week and a half? 2.5 weeks. Been 2.5 weeks now since I gave myself a black eye. They re-edited it. It's not the same. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, hi, Adcock71. It's a pleasure to meet you. Fuzzy says Annie DeFranco wrote a poem about that day. It's the first thing I listen to every anniversary. Fuzzy, you should send it to me. Adcox, have we met before? Have we met before? Someone took the speech written for Nixon in case the Apollo mission failed and used a Nixon deep fake to deliver it. Even though I never knew the flight crews, they still were my family. Yes, Dusty. Yes. Thank you, Fuzzy. Gentlemen always give compliments when due. I appreciate it, Fab Daddy. I appreciate it. I wasn't trolling for them, but I will accept them. I was trying to think. Yeah, you can still sort of see it. You can still sort of see the discoloration in the crease of my left eye. This one. My left eye. You've talked in the chat before? Okay. I got it, Fab Daddy. That one I figured out. I'm usually pretty good with the typos. I generally read what people intend to say rather than what they actually type, which has its pluses and minuses. It has its pros and cons, so to speak. Fuzzy, I think that to deliver the speech that Nixon wrote in case the Apollo mission failed, they used a Nixon deepfake to give the speech. Brain Fog says, hugs, Dusty. Hey, Professor. Thanks, Journey. You're going to go eat a thigh? Okay, Fab Daddy, enjoy your chicken. Big pulse for you? Big plus for you? Yes, Dusty, it's a big plus for you. I'll look at your email, Journey. And Brain Fog says, hugs, Dusty. My friend told me how everyone felt and feels about that day. She was a pilot. Professor, it's good to see you. Oh, looking for that documentary. Yes, thank you, Journey. Thank you. Don't forget about Operation Yellow Ribbon, where the Canadians took care of the stranded plane passengers. Tom Brokaw's documentary about this for the 2010 Vancouver Olympics is a must watch. Okay, Papa Cat. Operation Yellow Ribbon. Let me write it down. It's your favorite story of the day for Papa Cat, Fuzzy? Yes. I think I got it, Journey. Thank you very much. In case of moon disaster. In case of moon disaster. I guess I have to write that one down too. It's impactful, like you were right there. Yes, Journey. There was a newspaper that wrote 2 articles about the local NHL team either winning or losing the Stanley Cup. They erroneously printed the losing article when the team actually won it. Ah, yes, Fuzzy. I will have to go watch it. I haven't watched much about that day. Maybe I'll be able to do that. It's been a long time. It just hits me different than it hits the kids, and it's very noticeable. Like the Dewey Wins headline. Exactly. Exactly that, Adam. exactly that. So, guys, it's been almost a month since I dropped the nicotine. And I'm doing okay. I've been relapsing a little bit over the last few days, but child number 3 caught me relapsing just this evening. And so I I was appropriately chastened and no longer have the implements to uh, pursue such activities. Oh, we've got prime brain fog. Big embarrassment. Hey, J-Bat, how are you doing, dearie? It is good to see you. Guys, it is getting to be fudge time. Very, very, very quickly here. Do you guys ever make, I don't know if you guys like eggnog. We here in this house, we love eggnog. It's probably going to be a little less of a thing now that hubby's had this heart attack, though. So it's probably just as well we didn't make any. I make eggnog from scratch, usually every fall, and we let it age. We let it age. It is a lovely, lovely thing. Eggnog was your downfall. Eggnog is a pretty eggnog. I am a sucker for eggnog. Good eggnog, it's hard to make bad eggnog, in my opinion. I mean, oh, J-Bat, is it spiked? Indeed, my dear. It is eggs and more eggs and some egg yolks and cream and sugar and rum and cognac and brandy and whiskey. I love my sister Foggy and I love my cousin Carrie and I love everyone in this chat. I'm home now with Doggy to love up and free chili to eat. Okay, Dusty, you get some food in you, honey, and give that dog some love. Give them both, Bonnie and Clyde, some love. And we'll see you when you come back. Go ahead, Adam, make a pun. Spiked, of course. Yes. There's a legendary eggnog story in my family. It's probably why I don't like eggnog or rum. Oh my goodness, Fuzzy. Am I going to have to change your mind on that one too? These are the ones I've bought. I have a connection to the towers. They isn't people but me loving from childhood. Got it. Thank you, Brain Fog. I'd love that. Yes, very yummy, yummy eggnog. Eggnog for egg Scientologists. Oh my goodness, Adam. So I use Alton Brown's eggnog recipe. Do you guys know Alton Brown's eggnog recipe? Let's go take a look, shall we? So here we have at Alton's Brown's website the recipe. Rum is better than pot. The recipe for Alton Brown's eggnog. And this is what it takes: 12 large eggs, a pound of sugar, a teaspoon of nutmeg, a pint of half and half, a pint of whole cream, a cup of Jamaican rum, a cup of bourbon, a quarter teaspoon of kosher salt. So I was wrong, not whiskey, just rum, cognac, and bourbon. There's the recipe for you guys. That be some good eggnog. The eggnog, Amadi. Oh, Adam. J-Bat, it is just fine. It is just fine because the alcohol and the sugar combined kill any semblance of anything thinking about growing. So really you don't need to worry about it. Trust me. But if you don't want to age it, it works just as well unaged. You can make it fresh and use it at Christmas. Don't age it. Tastes just as good. Well, maybe not just as good, but you don't have to age it if that's going to be the problem. I owe some folks some emails, maybe tomorrow. The power went out twice again today. Your gas-powered generator ran out of gas. Oh, Professor, I am so sorry. It makes enough eggnog, Fuzzy. It makes enough eggnog. It makes enough for a party. Hey, Big Chief. How are you? Alton Brown, by the way, you guys, is also where I get my fudge recipe from. I highly recommend his recipes. They are very well done. Well, yes, but it's a holiday. It's a holiday. It's a holiday, J-Bat. I mean, look, we're not having the eggnog this year because it's a little it's a cup more rum than you need. Hey, Big Chief, how are you? Yes, this is for a crowd. Did I say we make it ahead? It's Christmas drinks. Christmas party drinks. How did we get on the subject of eggnog, y'all? How in heaven's name did that happen? I am so confused now. I am so confused. Shall we pull the recipe down? Did I drop the link for y'all? I did. So you've got it if you want it. Let's see if there we go. I'm back. Yeah, Big Chief, that is some lovely eggnog. It makes an excellent recipe. I highly recommend. You made your mom's butter cookies for Christmas last year and was shocked at the recipe and all the work. I see why she quit doing them. Yeah, it's sort of a thing. J-Bad is all of that stuff takes a lot of work. And it's worth the work when your kids are little, but as they get older, if they don't want to take those traditions on and they're not thrilled at the tradition, then it's not worth the work that goes into doing it's not worth the work that goes into it because of the payoff. The payoff just isn't there. So there are things that I just don't do anymore because I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. Christmas takes a lot of work. I've got to start thinking about Christmas. I'm a little late starting to think about Christmas. I've got to start thinking about Christmas now and figuring out presents and figuring out cleaning and I need to get better at remembering those things. I'm not necessarily always great at that. Getting the planning things done. It's one of the things I realized. I really struggle with writing when I sit down to journal. And so this sounds really stupid and really simplistic, I think. But it occurred to me that what I can do is just schedule myself check-ins a couple of times a day. Check-ins about what's going on, what I'm thinking about, what I needed to do, what happened. And just keep that not in so I have an 8.5 by 11 journal. And I realized that what I need to have is a 5 by 9. A 5 by 9 style of journal. 9 by 5. Anyhow, half page style. I'm trying to turn some music on, y'all. Oh, there we go. Well, we'll turn whatever music that is. That sounds easier than journaling. Exactly, Fuzzy. Exactly. I'm not journaling. I am just giving myself an update for the day. I am just giving myself an update. What have I been doing for the last 6 hours, 12 hours? Okay, Professor, you be right back. You be right back. Guys, I could not believe it. I walked into the local dispensary. We're more than an hour, almost more than an hour in. I walked into the local dispensary last night and they had, I kid you not, $20 ounces. They had $20 ounces. My mind is blown. $20 for an ounce. I can't even, I can't even, I don't know how people are staying in business at that price. That's, oh, that's such a low price. $20 an ounce is like, you can, it's not uncommon to have weed. Journaling is a journey. Thank you, good vibes. I'm starting to get that. You can easily find weed for $14 a gram, y'all. $14 a gram. This was a 20 ounce, a $20 ounce. There's 28 grams in an ounce. So, yeah, that's an incredibly, and we must have lost Big Chief. It's an incredibly low price. I don't know that I've ever seen such low pricing. It's I don't know that I've ever seen such low pricing. And I've also noticed that most of the dispensaries are off of the large sites that used to bring them revenue. They used to host their menus and stuff because people were charging so much to host their menus. Gave them access to all the traffic, but I think that the websites were charging too much money because it certainly appears that the dispensaries have quit working with them. That is what appears to be going on, at least at the market here in Oregon. It could be different other places because I'm only seeing what's going on here. So, yeah, $20 an ounce is incredibly low. That's less than $1 a gram, which is just insane pricing. There's gotta be a minimum price that they need to be able to get per plant. And the market is just getting flooded with so much weed. There's too many producers. It's a mess. It's a mess. You guys all got quiet all of a sudden. What else do we want to talk about? Anything new and interesting? Part of the economy is doing well? No, no, Fuzzy, not doing well. This is the opposite of doing well. I mean, it's great for the consumer, but for the farmers and for the dispensaries and for the wholesalers, it's terrible. It's like, how many of you guys you journal with disappearing ink in a notebook that doesn't exist in a room that has not been built yet? Adam, I feel your statement with every fiber of my being, and yet I am being drawn to doing the actual journaling. Apparently, apparently 25% of the US soybean crop traditionally, historically, China has purchased 25%, a full quarter of the US soybean production. Guess how many soybeans the Chinese have bought so far this year? Not anymore is right, brain fog. Not anymore is right. As only a giant head would, exactly, Fuzzy. I resemble that statement. And yet, I am trying, I am working, I need to go back and check the date. I am working towards writing every day for 30 days. Regardless of what I write, it's just a matter of did I write. And so far, I have not failed to do so. So far, I have not failed to do so. So, no, not anymore are the soybeans going to China. Thank you, Fuzzy. There is something called a Commit 30 journal. I heard you talking about that. Is it working for you, brain fog? You can always write about me. If you have a block, you won't read it. I'll keep that in mind, Fuzzy. That might not be a bad exercise as I consider it. A Commit 30 journal. I need to write that down, brain fog. So the two young'uns. You try every year, trying again this month. Keep trying with positive thoughts. Yes, brain fog. My two young'uns explained to me today that positive thinking actually works. It turns out that all you need to do is say your affirmations. Hubbard wrote it in Commit 5150 journal. There you go, Adam. All you need to do is say your affirmations. Essentially, affirmations actually work. So we're going to try. We're going to try with the affirmations. Hmm. Fuzzy, isn't Adam the best? I am incredibly good looking. Positive thoughts to yourself. I am. Yep. Affirmations work. Hmm. It's part of the reason that cults are so against them, I think. At least in my experience, cults are against them. I'm glad you're doing well. Good vibes. Auto journaling from his spirit guide. Can't remember her name. Do you remember, Adam? The person who auto journaled from the spirit guide? From whose spirit guide? Hubbard's spirit guide? Is there somebody saying they're auto journaling from Hubbard's as Hubbard? Professor? Zippy, it is good to see you. I always got, maybe I'm wrong, I always got the impression that Scientology was against affirmations. Adam says that to the professor that Hubbard's spirit guide was the Scarlet Woman, also known as Diana. And Zippy gives an orange heart, and Fuzzy says hello to Zippy. Diana is in Dianetics. Ah, Diana. Oh, I am doing well was an affirmation. Thank you, good vibes. I wondered, yes. Now that makes more sense. I am doing well is an affirmation, indeed. Hubbard had a series of affirmations that Jerry Armstrong revealed. Power of Positive Thinking, preached by Reverend Norman Vincent Peale. Guess who attended his church as a young man? Donald J. Trump. Ah, thank you, Professor. Yes, Norman Vincent Peale, Donald Trump did attend Norman Vincent Peale's church as a young man. And yes, I am more and more convinced that Mr. Trump believes his own hype. And look at where it's gotten him. Confidence. Confidence is king, y'all. Confidence is everything. Hubbard named a daughter Diana. Yeah, he sure did. He sure did, didn't he, Professor? No lack of. Would have thought Norman Vincent Bates was more his spiel, his speed. Yes, Adam. My most recurring affirmation is I accept myself deeply and completely. I used it most often when I'm feeling bad about myself, often because of anxiety or over something I have said or done. TMI Probably. Zippy, I'm going to take those words to heart and maybe try using that myself. That is really great advice. And thank you for the TMI. It is much appreciated. Okay, guys, we are full on almost into second Minnesota goodbye. So I'm going to call it a little bit early. Diana is back in the Sea Org. For real, Professor? His daughter's back in the Sea Org? Why in heaven's name would that happen? That makes no sense at all. I don't like to hear that at all. That's terrible news. Terrible news. What's everybody planning to do for Halloween? Does anybody have any great costume ideas? What day is Halloween on this year? Let us look and see. It is on a Friday. Huh. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be working or not Fear is the mind killer. I will face my fear. I will let it pass through me. When the fear is gone, there shall be nothing. The Reverend Mother Helen Gaius Moyam. Every day is Halloween for you, brain fog. Yes, you're our own little Wednesday, aren't you? I didn't mean that in a diminutive or degrading sense. I meant it with all props to you. I'm going to dress up as a person hiding in her home with the shades drawn. Halloween. You're right. It's also on a Friday, Adam. It's also on a Friday. It is on Halloween, though. What day is the 4th of July on? Does your country have a 4th of July? That's what I got from a stream by Janice. She was out for a few years in the 80s to be a recording artist, pianist. Wow, Professor. That's really too bad. Good, brain fog. Thank you. I am grateful that you got how I meant it because, oh, people misunderstand me because I can tend not to have the best tact. Friday, you're going to be home and hiding. Fuzzy says Zippy stole their costume. Zippy says laugh, LOL, Fuzzy. I can't imagine being Diana Hubbard and having to kowtow to Miss Gavage. Can you, I really, really sad. I can't imagine being out and going back in. That means that the world was too much. Isn't that all of us here? Lack of tact? Yeah, a little bit, brain fog. That is true. Lack of tact gets us exiled to the YouTubes. Is that what it is? Wonder Twin powers activate, eh, Fuzzy? Wonder Twin powers. Your goddamn master of tact, Adam. I think he's right, brain fog. I think he is a master of tact. I think he's really exceptionally good at it. There is a Dune prequel on Apple TV. Professor, are you serious? Does anybody know about this? Oh, I think I've seen this. I think I've seen this. I enjoyed it. You might be working. What are you working on, brain fog? It is too late to be working. It's awfully late to be working. Driving and listening. Oh, you might be working on Halloween. You are eternally loyal to Lynch's Dune. Are you really, Adam? Interesting. I got it, brain fog. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. Working on Halloween, does that mean you have to have a costume, or are you the costume, brain fog? Saw season 1 recently. Yes, Professor. I think I've seen it. It's really good, if I recall correctly. I recall liking it. I recall liking it. So I don't know if I told you guys, but my insurance decided they weren't going to cover one of my providers any longer. And so today I called to find out what needed to happen. This Dune is absolutely fine. Ears, tail, whiskers, cat, easy to work in. Yes, brain fog, that's an easy one. My default is Helen Roper. Works in a pinch, works every time. Everybody loves it. It is an excellent, excellent solution. The TV intro to Dune 84 is weirdly similar to the animated segment of the Mormon expose documentary, The God Makers. Really, Adam? To what did they attribute that similarity? Because that is a very random similarity. I would have thought that's just very strange. We are watching the new Quantum Leap. Has anybody watched that? We just started watching that, and it is not terrible. It is not terrible. If any of you all are interested. So far, can't complain one bit. I know there's been they have them all over the country, Adam. I will have to watch it again. It's been a while. Now you have to see me as Mrs. Roper. I make a really good Mrs. Roper. I make a pretty good Mrs. Roper. I just have a good orange wig, and that's all. I can't pin down if it was actually made by the same people. It even sounds like the same narrator. Wow, Adam. That's weird. Isn't there anything in the develop? Paramount, I believe, Professor. Hold on. Peacock, Netflix and Peacock. It's on Netflix and Peacock. I was wrong. It's not Paramount. It's either Netflix or Peacock. It was not, so far, hasn't been awful. So I reservedly recommend. My kids are pushing me hard to be more adventurous. more adventurous. They want me to be more adventurous. So I am trying hard to be less of a stick in the mud. And try more new things. It is not an easy thing for me to do. But that is what I am doing. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited. This is a silly thing, but I have an overdue birthday and Christmas present that has been to get a new car stereo and an auto start put on my car. And so it is scheduled for this weekend that I'm going to get the new stereo and I'm going to get the auto start put on my car so that I'll be able to just push the button and it will remote start, not auto start, but remote start. Don't know what I'm saying. Yes, I am really excited about a car stereo because I will have CarPlay. It will make a big difference. I am very excited about stereo because I will have CarPlay, and I am excited about the remote start because it'll get my car warm in the morning before I have to go to work because it takes so long. It takes so long to warm up. Although the other thing we figured out is how come the heated seat that my eldest got for me, my eldest got me a heated seat that plugs in the cigarette lighter. Oh, I don't know, Fuzzy. You're right. I should put a playlist together. I should spend the weekend putting a playlist together in my spare time. I have no idea what's going to be the first song. Probably just the first song that comes the stereo. I'm not a serious music file, audiophile. I am not. I like music. I have a passing vocabulary with early Gen X, elder Gen X music. But I am not so good as to have a stereo, have a song that I want to christen my stereo with, although it's an interesting idea, christening one's stereo with a song. Okay, Fuzzy, do that, please. I'm excited to have AirPlay and all of the space because I won't have knobs or switches anymore, it's gonna be a little weird without any knobs or switches, only touch screen. I still remember back when touch screens were, like, really expensive, really expensive. So does everybody have Thanksgiving plans already? It's getting to be that time. Thanksgiving is gonna be upon us before we know it. Time flies when you're having fun. Running out of words, y'all. It's happening. I just flat out run out of words. What are you guys' favorite Thanksgiving dishes? What's your favorite Thanksgiving menu item? My favorite Thanksgiving menu item has got to just be the turkey. My current top priority is to get tax info to our accountant before the extension deadline arrives. Then I can think about the holidays. That's important, Zippy. I hope you can get that done. Godspeed to your tax info so you can get it to your preparer. I sounds like that's really important. I hope that that happens for you. My favorite is the turkey, but that's my husband makes the turkey every year. Every year. Green bean casserole with the crispy onion topping. Oh, Zippy. You are one after my own heart. I haven't had green bean casserole in years. Used to love green bean casserole with the crispy onion topping. It's been years since I had it. It was my grandmother's favorite. I think the kids would revolt if I tried to put it on the table. How about Pillsbury crescent rolls? Those are a thing that one of the children requires in order for it to be a proper Thanksgiving. Pillsbury crescent rolls are required. My brother makes twice baked potatoes. They're to die for. Twice baked potatoes are awfully excellent. My husband has made um like mousseline, like really soft, finely mashed potatoes, French style, and those are to die for as well. Those are to die for as well. I make a killer pumpkin pie that takes me 4 days to make and is worth the time and effort that goes into it. It continues to get asked back to the table over any and all other desserts. That pumpkin pie is the gold medal winner at Thanksgiving and generally at Christmas. Fruit cocktail jello salad with marshmallows. Yes, Zippy, I remember that. Is that your favorite Thanksgiving dish? I don't know that candied yams. Candied yams are excellent. I'm a sucker for candied yams. I like stuffing. I like a nice stuffing. I have mine is a meat-based stuffing. I have sausage in my stuffing and bread and craisins and onions and celery. It's a pretty rich stuffing. It's not actually stuffing, it's actually dressing because we never have stuffed the bird with it. Oh, and the reason the bird is my favorite is because my husband makes it on a barbecue, everyone. The green bean casserole is your favorite. Now you're just riffing down memory lane. Okay, Zippy. I'll go with you. I mean, I brought up the crescent rolls and the Pillsbury crescent rolls, that it wouldn't be Thanksgiving without those. Time flies when you're having fun, eh? Anybody else have any favorite? What about your favorite Thanksgiving Day breakfast? What do you guys have for breakfast on Thanksgiving Day? Anything interesting? In my family, there would be a small plate with cranberry sauce, literally straight out of the can. Yes, we have in our family we can serve the cranberry jelly straight out of the can. And then we also serve cranberry relish straight out of the can. And then generally there's 1 or 2 kinds of cranberries made from scratch. We have an overabundance of cranberries at our house because people like the kinds in the can. There's a place for the cranberry jelly, but people also like the fancy handmade cranberry. Didn't contemplate breakfast, only early dinner counted. Appetizers started at 1. See, we usually don't eat before 5. We usually don't eat before 5, and so, uh, appetizers don't usually start before 3, maybe 2, if we really wanted to push it. Thanksgiving, that's the black olives, it's the crudité, black olives and, uh, gherkins and carrots and celery and dip, and in my family, candied apples, um, so many things, so many things. Relish plate, cheese and chips, and dip. Ah, simple appetizers. Cheese stuffed celery. What about peanut butter celery? But yes, cheese stuffed celery. You were over 21 years old before I ever experienced anything labeled as appetizers. Oh, Zippy, I'm sorry for your lack of education in this area. Appetizers can be a glorious and wonderful learning experience. So many great things you can have as appetizers. Lovely, lovely plethora of them. Whose mom made pimento cheese triangle sandwiches made from bread with the crust cut off? Well, those are appetizers, Zippy. I have to admit, I love cucumber sandwiches and watercress sandwiches. Those are also exceptional. I know you're way older than 21, Zippy, but I just am sad that you went 21 years without any exposure to appetizers, dear. That's all. So many appetizer things. Cucumber sandwiches. Something I haven't had for a long time. Now I'm going to have to go buy a cucumber and make myself cucumber sandwiches. Actually sounds really lovely. Oh, so did we call 3rd Minnesota goodbye? I don't know if we're going to get anybody to show up. I'm missing Kristen. We haven't seen her for a few days. Maybe the schedule change got to her because we didn't see her Monday and she's not been here today. I will have to email her and make sure she's okay. Who else haven't we seen today? We saw Dusty. We saw Big Chief. We've seen lots of people. Lots of people have come through. Adam and Professor, Zippy. Lots and lots of folks. Now I'm starting to think about what's for dinner. Starting to think about what's in the fridge. We've got some Indian parantha, which is a layered, kind of a layered wheat dough that it's kind of like an Indian tortilla, kind of, sort of. They're really good. And hubby found them at the Costco. So we've got a bunch. They're probably more expensive than I'm hoping. But my goodness, are they tasty. We had some Indian ragu of an Indian variety and threw it on some chicken with some of the bread the other day, and it was just heavenly. And a quick and easy dinner is just as easy as spaghetti. Just taking an Indian ragu, a masala of one sort or another, and applying it to the meat. And thus we have just meat with sauce over rice. Excellent tastiness. Oh, child number 4 found the most heavenly smelling pho ramen at Costco, you guys. This pho was so good. I can't quite believe it is essentially the same thing as cup of noodles, but with Vietnamese pho. You would you would literally never ever know. So, with that said, guys, yeah, it's pretty tasty. With that said, guys, I know we're not quite at 8 o'clock, but I am running out of ideas to talk about, and my tummy is starting to growl. I am hungry. So, with that in mind, I am going to make myself scarce and say, watch Brain Fog tomorrow. Nope, they're not on tomorrow. Watch Brain Fog on Saturday. And watch me on Monday. And with that, I will see you guys later. Zippy, I'm glad you caught me too.